What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Surviving with Immersive Engineering. Now today, guys, I'm super excited to jump in and start building yet again because, of course, this system is going to be super awesome when it's done. So last episode we worked on making the actual mob spawning portion of the system, and I did make some changes to it. I'm now using Ethos. It's like 3x3 pads that he set up. It's kind of an old setup, but it's essentially just to make it so spiders don't spawn. So there's 3x3 pads that then have a half slab right in the center so spiders can't spawn. I will link Ethos' video in the description so that you guys can see how he made this, but I did add another layer on top too. So if you look on the map, you can see that I do have a decent amount of guys sitting in there. And I actually didn't think through how I'm going to get rid of those when I end up opening it up to work on it a little bit, but we'll save that for a little bit later. But then you might notice that we have a couple friends over here, and we're going to be using these guys, or some of them, to actually sort out the different mobs. So we aren't going to need the tamed wolf, but we are going to need the cat, and we are going to need the villager. So we're going to be using those and essentially stealing another thing from Etho, which is going to be his mob sorting setup, which I already started setting up right here just to get a little bit ahead of the game. But we're going to be doing most of that today, and it does use a bunch of redstone. So I do have a ton of redstone stuff in my inventory and all that, but we need to really jump into it because we have a ton of work to do today. So we are going to just kind of build our way up here, and I don't have my scaffolding. I know you guys are going to get mad that I don't have the scaffolding right now, but we're going to be going up and down here a lot, so why not? Okay, so right now we are going to have the mobs landing right here, which they are at currently, and if we have water sitting right where they're currently sitting, it is going to bring them out 8 blocks, which should be right here, and that the water is going to stop right here. And so to start the setup, we need to set up some tripwires. So we're going to want to put 1 block right here and do the same thing on this side. And this is already interfering with the way we're trying to get up here, which is unfortunate. But we're going to have ones here, and we're going to take the tripwire hooks and we're going to put them here and here. And I do actually need to go grab some string, but that's no problem at all because we have a ton of string just sitting over here. And you can see we're still getting a lot of hemp fiber, but I did make some string, so we got more than enough string sitting right in there. And now we can travel back up here, and we can set this up. Okay, so we got the tripwire set up right there, and I'm going to get under here now so that I can jump up here. And we're going to set up the redstone for the tripwire on this side, but like I said, we're not going to set the redstone up right away. We're going to finish setting everything else up first. So we're going to keep this encased in glass. And that's mainly, there's no real need to have it encased in glass, and I don't know why I have glass there or there, but there's no real need to have it encased in glass, other than that you want to see what's going on. It makes it a little bit easier to kind of troubleshoot if there's any issues. And then, of course, I'm just going to put stone bricks. You want to have a block on top so during the daytime they won't burn. So we're going to bring that over here, and we're going to want to cover up right here and here. So essentially what's going to happen is we'll put water down there, they will travel all the way over, and we actually do need to break this block so we can get in here and do some work. You know what, I guess I shouldn't put the string down right now either. So we need to take out 2 of our trapdoors, and the first one is going to go right up here, and that is going to just be closed right here. This one isn't going to open or close. The main reason we're going to have it situated right here is because eventually when they're falling down, we want this to sort of adjust them and keep them in the center of this block. And then the next one is going to go right here, and this one will be opening and closing to let 1 mob at a time go down, and then it'll close really, really quickly. So this setup for the most part in here should be done, and I just want to close off this area right here a little bit. I'm trying to think, which is the best place to close? You know what, we'll close off on the roof, because we're going to be traveling down now. So that pretty much is done. We just got to wait until we can put the water in and break that, and I'm really not looking forward to that, guys. I'm thinking what I might do is probably just break this right here, let them drain out, and just run away and slowly kill them off. But, you know, I'll wait to do that until this is fully completed and set up. So now we can actually break this staircase for the time being, or we can leave it like this at least. And now they're going to be falling right down here. So can bring this down, and we can bring some glass down along with it, just of course so that we can see what is going on. And now we get to start using some of the friends that I went out and got. Now I had to go so far to get all these guys. If we look at my map, you can see that, oh, it's not even centered on me right now, but you can see I cleared all this area just going up all the way, and I went down a little bit too to try and find the villager and get the ocelot. But I finally got them, and I even had to go fishing. I already dumped the fish back in the base. I thought I might have them in my inventory, but I had like 15 extra fish. But I was told that you need a good amount of fish to actually get the ocelot and turn it into a cat. So I did all that, and that took like at least an hour of traveling to find them. But we got them, so we're good. And we actually don't need these blocks in the corner right here. I'll just take these back on the off chance that we run out of blocks. So we're going to keep building this down. And I guess we can leave it right, we'll bring it down to ground level, actually. We'll do that. So we'll bring it all the way down here, and the main reason I'm going to do this is because they're landing in water right there, so eventually they will be at least. So that's going to be resetting their damage, so if they do fall a little bit to get down here, that's not really a big issue. And then we can do a little bit of the sorting actually underground. So right here is where they're going to be landing, and we're going to want to put down a trapdoor right there. And essentially what this is going to be for is sorting the skeletons out. We're going to be using time to do that. And essentially what we're going to do is have the zombies track the villager, and they're going to run one way eventually. We're going to have the ocelot deter the creepers and go another way. And then the skeletons will do nothing. And eventually the timer will run out, and this trapdoor will open, and then those will fall straight down. So we're going to break a couple blocks. We'll break 2 blocks below this so that they can actually go down there. And then we actually need to start setting up the portions for the villager and the portion for the ocelot. So we need to make the decision as to where we want the creepers to go. And I want them to go in this direction because you want a lot of open space for them to actually go to so that they can path away from the ocelot. And, oh, it looks like we might be getting a friend over here. I don't have a sword on me yet again. But I did do a bunch to light up around here, if you guys have noticed, so these guys shouldn't be a consistent issue, but they're going to be going for the villager if they start coming over here, so it's important that we kill them off. So I guess we can put the ocelot right over here. So to do this, if they're going to be landing right here, we're actually going to want to put the ocelot, I'm trying to think, we're not going to want glass right here, we're going to want the ocelot to be really close to them, so we can put the ocelot right here, I guess. And so we can put a half slab right here, and we'll break this just to get a little bit more space. Try and leave it there as long as possible though. And then we can put some glass around this. Oh man, I'm wasting glass. So we're going to put glass like that, and you know, we'll waste some more glass. We'll just put glass like that. So he's going to go right in the center there, and then we'll just put a half slab right on top of him once he's in there. And I guess we actually need to break this right here and start pushing him over. So I did tie him up with a lead, and I do actually have a name tag so we can name these guys. But you know, I don't have the anvil yet, so we'll name them later. They should be okay since they're tamed, I guess you'd call it, to just sit there, and we're kind of blocking him in. So we're gonna get rid of the lead and get him to sit back down. And I guess I could have just used the lead to get him over here, but it's not long enough for me to actually want to worry about leading him over here. I'm just gonna push him, and then we'll push him up the half slab and situate him right in there, and then we'll block him in. Okay, so get him right in there. There we go. Okay, so he is situated in there now, and we can put the half slab right there and put the glass right there, and we are good now. So he is sitting in there, and creepers should now be deterred, and they should want to go over here. So we're going to kind of create a little path for them to go across, and that's going to be right there. And I think it should be enough if we just bring it right here. And I guess we're actually going to need to go make a couple more trapdoors, but you're going to put a trapdoor down like this, and we're going to use the little trick that is trapdoors will make the mobs think that there's a full block right here, and then they'll just walk right off into there. So we do need a second one right there, and I guess we can go make those now. But we're going to use the same trick with the villager, and it's essentially going to be the same thing, except rather than pathing away from the villager like they do with the cat or ocelot, whatever you want to call it, they're going to path towards it. And one unfortunate thing that I've noticed with testing this is that the creepers are really quick when it comes to pathing, which is great. The zombies, not so much, which is a little unfortunate, just because it'd be better if they pathed a little bit quicker. So we can dump this back in there. And actually, you know what? Let's make one more set just to be safe. There we go. Okay. So we're going to have to eat something soon too. Here we go. And this is going surprisingly good, guys. I was really worried that I was going to run out, or I wasn't going to be able to like remember what to do, because there's a lot to do in here. And props to Etho for coming up with this. It was such a long time ago that he came up with this too. It was a couple of years ago, but it still works from what I've seen. So we're going to put it down like this, and then we are going to keep funneling this way. And I guess we can leave it open on this end, and it should be okay. We're just going to continue closing it off like this, and I will put stone bricks on top of it just so that we don't use even more glass. I think we could close this up if we really wanted to, or just put like a half slab here. I guess that's what I'll do. I'll put a half slab, but essentially you want them to be able to path out that way. And I know when Etho made his, it was in the air, and so he made a huge pad so that they would think they could walk over to it, and then they would walk into this hole. So if there are some issues with them not actually wanting to walk that way, I may need to make a couple adjustments, but it should be okay for now. And now it's time to actually get the villager going. Now the villager's a little bit more annoying because I can't make him sit and just push him all over the place, which is unfortunate, but it's essentially going to be the same thing, where we're going to be putting the trapdoors right like this, and leading them over here. And I've used stone slabs before, but I've also had success with carpet, so I think we might want to try carpet. I don't know if it's different, but I want to try and use some carpet, so we can easily make that right now without even having to go into the crafting bench, because we got the string. Actually, I have the string in my inventory right now, so we'll save one piece. We're actually going to need to save 4 because they come in 4. And this is going to be a little bit awkward because we're going to get the carpet and then we're just going to dump that wool there because I'm running wicked low on inventory space. But that is okay. So we're going to be getting the carpet, and we're going to be situating the villager so that he is right here. And we can put the carpet right there and put some more carpet right there. Now I don't know, like I said, if this makes a difference. I've seen both used, but I was having issues with the half slab, changed some things up and tried using carpet, and that worked fine too. So we'll try the carpet. If that doesn't work, we'll use the half slab, but both of them they should be able to see. And now we can get these back out and cover up the top, and then we're going to be trapping the villager in here, and I'll surround it with glass just because, give him a nice little window out. And now we need to actually get the villager in there. So what my plan to get him in there is, I should have gotten like a minecart or something, but honestly I'm just going to do this, and we're going to like force him over here. We're going to force him to come over here, if he wants to or not. Okay, so let's get this up here. There's probably a way better way of getting him over here, using like a minecart or something, like I said, but you know what, we don't care. Let's get him over here. Okay, so let's push him a little bit. Please don't leave. We got to get him like in there a little bit first. Do I have water on me? Oh man, I don't have a bucket on me right now. I could just push him with water. That would be the easiest way to go about this. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this. This is so much more complicated than it really needs to be, guys. So much more complicated. Okay, get going, buddy. Yeah, I see your green eyes. They're like 2 big emeralds staring at me in the face. Okay, get him around the corner. We're at the home stretch. Home stretch. Come on. I don't want to hit him, but like I want him to get around this stupid corner. Guys, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. Okay, we're getting out of here. You're staying right there, and I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I think if I can get right in here, let's block this in right here, and let's get, yeah, there we go. We're moving now, guys. Okay, now get in there and stay. Stay. Okay, we got him. That was only a monumental waste of time. Okay, so I kind of want to clear this up because like my OCD is going to go crazy, but I also don't want to waste time on camera because there's still like a lot of work to do. We haven't even finished the important parts yet. But okay, so for the most part, this should be okay. So they should come down here, they should see the villager, they should want to track the villager, and the creepers should want to go that way to get away from the cat. So that should be how that should work, assuming it all works correctly. So now what needs to be done, and I'm going to discuss this while I break this, is we need to set up a timer essentially. And what's going to happen is we're going to want the whatever mob is sitting at that tripwire to cause a redstone pulse to go through and really quickly make it so that a monostable circuit will open up the trapdoor, the one that's sitting straight, really quickly. So it'll go up and down. And then by the time it comes down, even though it'll be like less than the blink of an eye, it will have let the mob get inside of it, so it'll be able to fall down. So we need to actually get over to the other side and pretty much just build like a pad over here to work on. So luckily we can just kind of hop up on top of this and start working up here. So we got to get up here a little bit and start working. So now we come to the actual redstone portion, and this is like probably the most complicated part, but I took pictures on my phone, guys, so that if I do forget how to do something, I can just kind of look at it and we can see where we are going. So assuming all is well over here, once we put the wire in, we should be able to have a redstone torch right here, and this will start actually transmitting the signal for us. And then we are going to want it to come over and down to a piece of redstone. Now I should get all this redstone stuff on my hotbar right now so that it's easier to work with. Okay, so now we need to just set up just like kind of a general circuit over here with a bunch of repeaters. This one's going to take a lot of repeaters, and I'm actually going to have to count how many it's going to take so I know how many to use. But we can build out a little bit here. I think we need one more. Okay, so now comes using a ton of repeaters. So first things first, we're going to put a redstone torch down right over here and start setting up these repeaters. So we're going to have two going in this direction, and they're going to lead right into a block, which will have a piece of redstone out here. And then we're going to send one more than we had on this side all the way back. So we're going to have a total of 5 repeaters here, and we're going to link this up right here. And then we are going to have it continue over. And now it is time to actually make the monostable circuit, because we want this trapdoor to flip back and forth like as fast as it possibly can. So we're going to have this running into a single block right here, and then we need another redstone repeater right here, which we're going to set 2 ticks back, and then we're going to have another block right here, and we're going to need to build out again to this side. Oh, right here. And okay, so I'm trying to get my bearings straight. So we need to get redstone like that and put another torch right there. So this is a little iffy because I'm pretty much going to be testing it all in one go, and I'm realizing right now that these are extra blocks back here, but I'll break those later. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually wire this over to this trapdoor, which needs to go into this block, which means we need to wire it kind of like this. And I'm trying to think, because we also need to wire it down to that bottom trapdoor down there. So I'm trying to think of how I did this before. We're going to want a redstone torch to be over here, which is going to be off. And then I think we should be able to just easily go like this. That should activate that trapdoor, I think. So we can test this out pretty easily by just breaking this block, coming in here, setting up the wire, and seeing if it does anything. Okay, so you can see it's started a chain where it'll really quickly go back and forth. And you know what? I forgot to actually set those repeaters, so we're going to break this right here. And you know what? I'll waste a couple blocks, so we'll let those sit in there. So I forgot to set these. These all need to be set to 3. So set those, but it is working correctly. So everything's good there. And then what we need to do, and this is pretty much actually the home stretch, is run this current down. So we're going to run it down. I'm trying to think which is the best way to actually run it down. Probably over here. So we'll run it down like this. And, oh, you know what? No, because we need to run it down at least from right here then. Can we bring it down like this then? Will it still power that? I don't know. I'm not the expert of redstone, so oh my gosh. Let me jump there. There we go. Okay, so let's verify that this still works. Okay, so it doesn't work. Okay, so we can't wire it down there. So we got to be a little bit more cautious where we're actually sending the wire down. So we can't do it right here because that bends it away. We need it to send it straight into that block. So we're going to have to do a little bit of odd pathing and bring it down over on this side. So we'll bring it right over here and kind of loop the current down and around. So we'll bring it down again. And keep getting it down here. Just gonna break this so that we're not wasting this. And we need to get it eventually to that right down there. So I'm just gonna wire it around like this. We'll break this and just kind of bring it around here. And I think we should be okay to just wire it around the back here. This is really kind of gross, and hopefully I can swap it a little bit off camera, but we're going to be sending it around here. And now we need to use a ton of repeaters. I think we need 10 repeaters here at the very bottom. Yeah, I think we should need 10 set fully, and that should be good. So trying to think of how I want the block that we want to send these to is going to be this block right here, I think. So let's try just sending one repeater in here and powering it. Okay, so that's the block we want to be sending it to. So we should be able to just easily put, how many repeaters can we fit in here? We need 10. So we might need to actually wire this back even more. Let's see. So if we were to just put, let's say, one piece of redstone here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we could just do like 9, 10, I think. So we'll just do that, and we should be okay on that front. This is really messy, like I said, guys, and I will clean this up later. Oh, you know what? We come to this awkward portion right here. I wasn't thinking. This won't power it, so we'll tack one more on over here. And this should be 10. Yeah, because we had 19 before. And then we'll just do this. So this should be good to wire up, and we need to bring this down. Okay, so this actually should be working now. We can hop in there and test it out, see that it works. And then we can actually try this thing out as a whole. So if we come in here, we should be able to put this tripwire down. This should, yep, it opens up. And then we hear that one open up. Okay. And that is good. So the last thing we need to do is just set these all to be fully delayed. And I think that should make it so it's perfectly timed. And we can give it one last test now that we know that it's working. And if it is perfectly timed, that is as good as we're going to get it. And let's get up here. Okay. So this one opens. Okay, so that one, it's pretty much perfectly timed. I might want to take one tick off this one. And that should be pretty much it. There are some slight adjustments I can make. But now, all that we need to do is clear that up right in there. Okay guys, so we are back, and unfortunately, my roommate walked in right as I was about to open this thing up and finish things off over here, and so I did kind of have to scrap that footage, but we are back now, and everything is good to go. And although it's nighttime and we're probably not going to see many things spawn, I can confirm that this system has been working. There is not a 100% success rate, which is unfortunate, but that actually does not matter because the only things that have come over here into this pit are zombies, and the only ones that have gone into that far pit over there are creepers. And then sometimes creepers and zombies and all that will fall down, but my plan is that the creepers are going to get killed so that we get the drops. The skeletons, or what's supposed to be the skeletons, are going to get put into a crusher. And the reason I don't just put everything except zombies into the crusher is because it seems that it crushes the mob, kills it, and then crushes the drop. So we would lose any gunpowder and all the bones get turned into bone meal. So of course I'm okay with just getting bone meal, that's perfectly fine with me, but I do want to get the gunpowder mainly, so we need to kill them with lava or suffocation or something like that. So that's why we need to separate them. So if by any chance a creeper or a zombie or anything goes with the skeletons, they'll just get killed and lose the drops. So of course we want to get the best success rate we can, but it is okay if it's not 100%. But we want to make sure that we're only getting zombies over on this side because those are the guys we're going to be shooting. And of course, you know, we want to shoot zombies. We want it to always be zombies. So that's really important. But I do want to apologize that today there wasn't really any immersive engineering stuff and nothing was really new. You could probably find this out there anyway if you wanted to. But it is a necessary evil, kind of. We have to do it. So I hope you guys don't mind too much that this episode had, you know, the only techie thing in it might be the redstone. But thanks for watching, guys. If you found the video useful in any way or my odd rambling to be entertaining, feel free to give it a like. It does help me out a lot. And as always, if you have any comments or questions or feedback or anything like that, post it in the comments below. and I will talk to you guys later.